Well, here I am. I'm on the 6th and final day in the Malvern Hills. And I have to say, it's been great so far. Today is going to be the biggie because I'm doing the biggest hills of the walk today. So I start by climbing these steps that I saw on my last walk. I walked steeply up the 99 steps, although I must admit I didn't attempt to count them as I climbed. At the top of the steps, I joined St Anne's Road and turned left along the lane signposted to the hills. After a steep tree-lined climb, I arrived at St Anne's Well. It is named after St Anne, the maternal grandmother of Christ and the patron saint of many wells. The building, which dates back to 1813, houses the well. Malvern water flows freely from an elaborately carved water spout. During the early 20th century, the now defunct Burroughs Company bottled and sold Malvern water from this source under the St Anne's Well brand. The building also hosts a cafe, the octagonal cottage by the well, which serves refreshments and is open daily from Good Friday to the beginning of October, and from Fridays to Sundays during the winter. So that was St Anne's Well, and what a lovely place it is. I bet the cafe's nice as well when it's open at the weekends, but it's nice and peaceful today, it's lovely. Right, well the main walk starts from here, and it's a walk I've plotted myself on the OS Maps app, so here we go.
My walk continued as I took the wooded path to the left, signposted to the Wyche Road. Keeping on the level path marked by the arrows, I walked along the hillside into Rushy Valley. Every now and then I could see views through the trees over the town of Malvern.
As great as this OS Maps app is, I do find that it drains the battery on the phone very quickly, so I've learnt not to keep it on all day. There was a walk I did recently where I literally had the app running in the background for the entire walk, and by the time I got to the end of the walk I was almost out of battery power. So I found, if you know where you're going, this is quite a straightforward route because this basically is just the main path to the Wyche Road, and there's just like minor paths that go off, so it's quite obvious which is the main path to follow. So when you know where you're going, I turn the app off, and then just turn it on again when you get to junctions and you're not sure which way to go, because as I say, it really does drain the power very quickly.
The path eventually approached the Wyche Road, but just before it I took the right-hand fork upwards. I soon found myself in front of Earnslaw Quarry, which was named after a large house that once stood on the adjacent open grassy area.
I think that's actually a really lovely old quarry.
Moving on and staying with the arrows, I continued uphill. Arriving at the top, I was on the ridge path at the gold mine, marked by one of the many circular direction stones erected by the Malvern Hills conservators. Turning slightly left in the Wyche Cutting direction, I crossed into Herefordshire to walk down Beacon Road to Upper Colwall.
So I'm back in Upper Colwall, which is where I left the ridge last time. So I've just got to walk through the Wyche Cutting and carry on following the ridge north.
I walked through the Wyche Cutting, crossing back into Worcestershire to reach the Wyche Inn again.
It would be very tempting for me to go and have a quick drink inside the Wyche Inn, but sadly it's too early, so it's not open yet, which is a good excuse for me to press on and get back onto the ridge.
I took the path climbing up behind the Wyche Inn, which became a lane leading onto Beacon Road again, but I immediately turned off right to follow the ridge path.
Well, the easy option will be to follow that path directly ahead, but I want to stay on the ridge as much as possible on this walk, so I'm going to go off this way.
I made my way along the ridge path, but now the mist was beginning to thicken. At the gold mine again, I continued northwards in the direction of the Beacon.
It's getting really quite misty now. Wasn't expecting this. Well, the sun's out, so hopefully it'll burn it off soon. Very atmospheric all the same. Anyway, I'm now climbing Summer Hill.
The Malvern Hills mainly run along the border between Herefordshire and Worcestershire. However, from this point onwards, all the hills fall entirely within Worcestershire. I was now ascending Summer Hill, which rises to 1,253 feet at its summit.
The summit of Summer Hill. I can't see anything at the moment. Well, this is a real turnout for the books. I've got the sun in my eyes and yet I can't see anything because of the mist. still lovely up here though. I do hope the mist disappears by the time I get to the next summit, because that is the main hill of today's walk. I think you can see some of the mist disappearing now. Well, the mist comes and goes, so there is some hope. I can see the big hill at the moment. That's the biggest hill of the Malvern Hills. That's Worcestershire Beacon.
As I reached the summit of Worcestershire Beacon, I was standing on the highest point on the Malvern Hills. From the 1,395-foot summit, the panoramic views were just amazing. There is a viewfinder or toposcope next to the triangulation pillar, identifying the hills that can be seen on a clear day. It was designed by Malvern architect Arthur Troyter Griffith, a friend of Sir Edward Elgar, and erected in 1897 to celebrate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee.
Well, understandably everybody wants their picture taken on the top of Worcestershire Beacon, and you can't blame them. What a fantastic spot. And thankfully, better still, the fog's lifted so we can all enjoy the views from here. Absolutely wonderful.
I could have stayed all day admiring those views from Worcestershire Beacon, but sadly I had to press on. I began to descend as I continued northwards.
Just trying to work out which hill is which. This first one on the left is Sugarloaf Hill, beyond it is Table Hill, and to the right is North Hill. But I'm heading for Sugarloaf Hill first.
Dropping steeply down to another circular direction stone, I took the path that gently climbed Sugarloaf Hill. At its 1,207-foot summit, I stopped to look at the views of Great Malvern to the east, and to the west I could see the village of West Malvern just below.
I'm so glad that the mist cleared when I got to the top of Worcestershire Beacon. I'd have been really disappointed if it hadn't. To come all this way and then not see any views. But thankfully, like, the sun's out now and it's all gone, it's great. Well, Table Hill now.
It was a quick climb to the 1,224 foot summit of Table Hill, as I moved straight on to climb the next hill immediately to the east. At 1,302 feet, the summit of North Hill is the second highest point on the Malverns.
Well, the views from North Hill are as fantastic as from anywhere else in the Malverns. Really spectacular. And I really am at the end of the Malverns now. Well, almost. I've just got one more hill to do.
From the summit, I dropped down to a broad level track known as Lady Howard de Walden Drive. I followed it round to the left before turning off a path leading me to the northernmost summit of the Malvern Hills.
I am now standing on the summit of End Hill, so that means I am at the end of the Malvern Hills. I have done the whole ridge, I have done the whole of the Malvern Hills, starting at the south, which was Chase End Hill, and I've now ended at the north, here at End Hill. So, it's been a wonderful journey, and it's really nice because today is the 30th of December 2019, so it's nearly the new year, so this walk today will actually be my last walk of 2019. I'm not going to do any walks tomorrow because after I finish this walk today, I'm going to make the journey home and then I'm going to have a relaxing day tomorrow, apart from a few chores that I need to do, and then I'll be going out celebrating the new year, so looking forward to that. So yeah, doing the Malverns has been wonderful in 2019, and this walk, just to finish the whole lot off, has been wonderful to end the year, so may 2020 be a great year for all of us.
Walking on from the 1,079 foot summit of End Hill, I followed a path which curved anti-clockwise around the side of Table Hill. As my way curved to the east, I headed for a path which would lead me down through the delightful green valley as I slowly made my way back to Great Malvern.
Well, I'm back in Great Malvern, so I'll be going home soon. Just kind of a rest first and then something to eat. Do you know what I really fancy now? Some real nice comfort food, and that's fish and chips. And having been here before, I know a really good fish and chip shop in Malvern. It's at Barnard's Green, and that's where I'm going to go. A nice chip shop to end my day nicely. Nice bit of comfort food.